I'm sure you've seen the amazing Creator 3-in-1 Dragon set that came out earlier this year. It's so good. But you know what's better? Taking the pieces from that set and turning it into a Bionicle. That's right, there is a Bionicle alternate build for this set. How exciting! Let me show you this incredible mock and let you know how you can pick up the instructions so that you can make it yourself. Let's do it. So alright, we'll get to the alternate build in a second, but first, the original set. 31161 Medieval Dragon. Oi, this is low-key a masterpiece. The sculpting work on it is sensational. The brick-built face looks amazing, it's so wonderfully expressive. And you know, when you think about it in comparison with other dragons that LEGO has made, your Ninjago dragons, for example, they make use of more specialized molded parts for the face. And those look great. They have a lot of personality to them. The fact that this doesn't need a custom-made piece to pull off an equal amount of personality, that's kind of perfect. And the posability on this is incredible. It's such a good dragon. And if you think that's good, well, dude. The other two models that you can build within this Creator 3-in-1 set, mate, they are equally awesome. 3 masterfully crafted creatures. Creator 3-in-1 sets have come such a long way in recent years, and I think all of that comes down to LEGO designer Aaron Newman. Let me show you some of the other Creator sets that he's worked on in recent years. All of these are like 10 out of 10 perfect sets. They're so realistic, there's so many details, they're all so posable as well. And each set has their own combo models, which are just as good as the main primary model. Some of them might even be better than the original model. Aaron Newman is in a league of his own. He's one of the best LEGO designers that we have in the company right now. And of course, he brings his skill to other themes as well. He created what I believe is one of the best LEGO dragons ever made, and he's done some killer work on LEGO City. The Mad Lad also gave us a subtle return for LEGO Exoforce, which is like a dream come true. And that same set also has a cheeky Bionicle reference in it. So good. And his more recent set that is yet to come out, but I'm very excited for when it does, this new Iron Man. I don't know if I've been this excited for a new LEGO set in a long time. This looks so sick. I believe in Aaron Newman's supremacy. Every set he makes is pure gold. But remember, half the point of a LEGO set is to take it apart and make your own cool stuff with those pieces. And a talented LEGO community member named Will's Builds, well, they've done exactly that. They've turned the pieces from this Creator 3-in-1 dragon and used them to make a system, brick-built version of your pal and mine, Lewa. And you get a small Turaga Vakama as well. Fantastic! Alternate builds like this are just so awesome. It really is like the spirit of creativity to reimagine something and turn it into something cooler. So let's take a closer look. Lewa carries with him a lot of the original details from the classic G1 Lewa set. A set from all the way back in 2001. Of course, though, this is a lot bigger. He's got a modernized version of that classic hand design. A design that I always thought looked like he had a big old blaster arm. It was cool. And the other side, he's got his nice axe. This has been translated quite well. The shape is near perfect. The legs, they do have a few different colors, but I think that's fine. Especially because, you know, that's a limitation of the amount of colors and pieces that were included in the original set. It just isn't possible for it to be totally lime. But still, I like the changes. I like this being a little different. It doesn't just have to be a direct modern translation, you know? Some elements of the torso remain the same, the rough shape of it, and a few tiny touches like the ball joint on the torso, or some of these exposed light bluish grey Technic details. It's kind of wild that some of that stuff was replicated. He even has the gear on his back. Now, this is just for show, it doesn't actually, you know, trigger some kind of play feature. But hey, the homage is nice. The mask, however, does feel a lot more stylized. You can see the influence, but Will's Builds has given it his own creative spin, and I appreciate that. Looking at this, it's kind of how I envision Bionicle G3 to look. Very system heavy, very posable, and much more kind of stylized builds that feel similar to the original, but they add in their own sugar and spice, you know? I dream of seeing all 6 original Toamata remade in this style, and then they're sold in boxes as official sets. If only. Now, I said the character was posable, and he really is. The mixel joints, the ratchet joints, it makes him quite sturdy and robust. Unfortunately, a couple areas like the feet, the mask, and a few additional armor sections, they can be a bit brittle. But hey, that is again one of the limitations of an alternate build, like this. Having only so many pieces to play with, it is far more likely that you could make a more brittle mock. But if you want to fix that stuff, it's easy enough to do with your own pieces. You can totally modify it to make some of the weak points a bit stronger. But this is just delightful. I know it's only a custom creation made by a community member, but the fact that I can walk into a toy store right now, I can pick up this Creator 3-in-1 Dragon set, and I can go online, buy the instructions, and now I have a new Bionicle in 2025. Something about that feels magical. It's about the closest you can get to a new Bionicle set, right? Oh, but we cannot forget, Turaga Vakama is also included. The mask is a pretty similar design to Lewa's, but there are some subtle modifications. Vakama can move his head and his arms, but that's about it. It's a very simple build, but it's still quite nice. He doesn't really have hands. He's got these exposed mixel joints on the end, but I don't know, those don't really feel like hands, you know? It just feels a little unfinished. But again, that's not a creative choice. That's just all that you could do with the limited amount of pieces that come in this set. Again, you could easily use pieces from your own collection to give him hands. It would be like 3 pieces, you know? But I actually find this hand design somewhat charming. It reminds me of old Bionicle sets like Good Guy, some of those wacky promotional sets. A lot of them weren't really given hands, and they had a very kind of similar design to some degree. I don't know, it almost feels like an homage to that. It's cute. You can remove both masks from these characters, and if you want, you can swap them around. Although, again, moving the masks, they are a little bit brittle, so be prepared for them to potentially break. But I really appreciate the effort here to add in a bit of playability, and to some degree, collectability. The fact that you can swap them around, it kind of encourages you to make your own masks. You could build them in other colors, and hey, now you can relive that classic 2001 magic. Get your Bionicles to collect all of the legendary masks. What fun. Placing him next to actual Vakama? Yeah, there are a lot of differences. But that's fine. You know, it is nice to just get a little bonus in this alternate build. I would have been fine if it was just Lewa. Getting the pair? It's a sweet treat. And who cares if they're not an identical match? I like the different look and feel. It's good. So all in all, what a delightful little build. It manages to capture that original charm of classic Bionicle. And I hope that one day we see an official set that is kind of in the vein of this. I encourage you guys, head on over to Rebrickable and go purchase the instructions and make this yourself. I'll have a link below so you can do exactly that. Go and do it, and give yourself that new Bionicle feeling in 2025. And hey, you should also check out Will's builds on Rebrickable. He has other instructions. If any of those interest you, it might be worth checking them out. Thanks for watching, everyone. Happy building, and bye for now. Anyone coming to Brickvention 2026 in Australia? I'll be there.